I'm gonna do speaker view. All right. Welcome you guys to our call tonight. I'm just simply calling it a coach webinar because we are business women and we are here to tell you about a business opportunity that we love and that has changed our lives. And so welcome to this. You are going to hear from myself. I am Rachel Mitchell and my dear friend Kimberly and business partner Kimberly. And we are so excited to share with you tonight. So we're just going to start by telling you our stories. Honestly, we're just going to tell you what God has done in our lives, how coaching has played a part in that, and honestly, who we're looking for to join our business partnership and to who we want to help start your own business and what that's going to look like when you actually do start. So I'll just kick it off and we're just going to kind of ping pong off of each other and have a conversation. And you can feel free to ask questions, or if you're watching this recording, you can definitely send us messages and ask us about anything. Like, we are an open book and we don't have anything we want to hide from you. We honestly want to share it all tonight, so you have a full solid expectation of what it is to be a coach and who we're looking for to join our individual teams. Okay, so I am Rachel Mitchell. I have been a coach for over 7 years now, which is so insane, because I never intended to be a coach. Like, that was not on my goal board. That was not my vision as a child or even as an adult. Like, I am probably one of the least likely people to ever become a coach. And I share that because I think it's important, because I do think that even though social marketing, network marketing is becoming more common, it's still one of those things that is very a little scary. It's a little scary to start your own business and to know that, you're going to start posting on social media and inviting people to do this thing with you. And that is a little scary, but we want you to know from the get-go that we will walk you through what to do and how to do it. So long as you are coachable and you take our advice. We're both very successful coaches from different backgrounds, different stories, but we've both come into this like just with energy and excitement and trusting God with the results. And we've both been very hard workers in the time that we have, which we want to talk about tonight. So for me personally, I didn't even know what Beachbody was before I became a coach, or before I started the 21 Day Fix. Let's start there. In 2014, I was a mom, I was a wife, I was a full-time college history instructor, and never really considered myself to be unhealthy. I'd been through a couple of eating disorders in college. I tried some crazy fad diets, never really had trouble losing weight. But when I was 33, I had two small, beautiful boys, and I started to gain weight. And I always say that God got my attention with my vanity, because I did not like the fact that I was gaining weight and I couldn't get it off. But really, I was unhealthy from the inside. My cholesterol was really high. My hormones were atrocious, like marriage destroying hormones, those type of hormones. And I just wasn't confident. Like, I didn't have the energy for my kids. And so I knew that this time I wanted to learn how to lose the weight that I needed to get off, but I also wanted to be healthy. Like, I wanted to find something that was actually going to, one, be sustainable, nothing crazy like the cabbage soup diet or something stupid like that. Like, I wanted to eat real food. I wanted to eat enough of it to feel strong and healthy, but I also wanted to get stronger and lose the weight and get healthier from the inside out. So I literally Googled portion control sitting at my desk one day, and I didn't know Beachbody was anything, but they had just come out with a program called the 21 Day Fix. And so I click through all the offers to buy Shakeology and Energize or whatever it is, extra stuff. And I was just I just want the workout program. I want the little color coded containers. I want somebody to tell me what to eat. And I did it. I bought it. It was $60, I think. And I didn't even tell my husband I bought it, because one, we really didn't have a lot of money. And two, I didn't want to start something and not finish it and just feel like an idiot all over again. So I did it by myself for the most part. I mean, obviously he saw me work out and saw me start to change things, but I did it on my own. I didn't have a coach. I didn't have a community or anything like that, but it worked. It worked. I was eating real food. I was starting to see the difference. I was starting to feel better, and I was working out had never worked out in my home in my entire life, but I couldn't go to the gym anymore because my kids were smaller. I didn't want to. And it would cost money to go to the gym, right? It was like 40, $50 a month. And this was like $60 and I had the DVDs forever. And so it really worked. Like I did the workout. I did it actually twice. I went through it 2 times, followed the nutrition plan, and I lost the weight, but I gained confidence. Like I gained confidence in my choices and how I was starting to look and feel. And it was just like, whoa, like this works. So, that's how I started. That's how I started my health and fitness journey. And then eventually I found my coach. I was Googling meal plans for the 21 Day Fix and her blog popped up and I joined one of her challenge groups. And that was kind of the beginning of the end of who Rachel was before. And it started something that I had no idea it was going to turn into me sitting tonight here in front of you, telling you about my Beachbody story and how coaching has changed my life. So that is how I actually discovered coaching and Beachbody. Kimberly, tell us how you found it. What that look like for you?
Yeah. So I'm Kimberly Davis. I've been a coach for 2.5 years now. And honestly, I started actually using Beachbody for the workouts, probably my youngest, I think he was like 6 months old. He's 5 now. So about 4.5 years ago. And actually, I think me and one of my sisters actually like split on an on-demand subscription because we didn't want to pay the full price for it. And so obviously I wasn't buying the Shakeology either. And honestly, I didn't follow a nutrition plan. Like I just knew I needed to work out because I wanted to lose the baby weight, but I was eating like crap because I was breastfeeding and like that always burned all the extra calories for me. And so started working out and didn't really see results because I wasn't feeling my body the right way. And so that kind of cycled around. I did some Weight Watchers and some other things on and off for a while. And so fast forward to 2019. So about 3 years ago or 3 years later, I was still doing the workouts, still not really following a nutrition plan, had gained some weight and was dealing with a lot of anxiety and overwhelm and just the everyday life, being a mom of 3 young kids. And like, just even, I can remember like sitting on the couch watching my kids play and like knowing I needed to get up and do the dishes or a load of laundry, and just like everything felt so overwhelming. And so God really started working in my heart and calling me to, leading me to spend time in his word, and just started stirring something in me that I couldn't quite figure out, but I just felt this pull to share what he was doing, to share my story in some way, but I had no idea what that looked like. Well, in the meantime, he put Rachel into my Instagram feed one day. We were complete strangers. I had no idea who she was, but I saw her showing up. I saw her sharing workouts that I knew what the workouts were because I was doing those. I saw her, excuse me, her faith and like her meal plans and her shake and all this stuff. And just something in me just thought like, I think this might be it. Like, I think this is what I'm supposed to do, but I was scared to death. I had no transformation. I was in no place to lead other women. And so I just kept putting it off. But she graciously talked to me and answered all my questions, and God just wouldn't leave it alone. He just kept bringing it to the forefront. And so I was terrified and didn't want to say yes, but I couldn't say no. And so I decided to say yes, and in hopes that it not only would allow me to get my own health under control and get to where I needed to be in a better place, but also in the back of my mind, like I just kept thinking like, what if this could work? So I sort of started with this. I'm a nurse. My husband's job allowed me to come home full-time to be with our kids about 3 years ago. And so like financially, I wouldn't say we necessarily needed the income, but at the same time, I thought like, I didn't want to leave my kids again. I wanted to be home full-time for the long haul. And so I thought, well, what if this could provide some extra income that could help us do some things, that could provide for our family? And so I didn't have big intentions of building a big business or anything, but I that possibility was in my mind. And so, October 2019, I said yes. And, started a program, started drinking Shakeology, started following a nutrition plan. And like Rachel, I started to see results that I hadn't seen before and started feeling really, really good. And my health changed dramatically, and just started sharing and learning and made myself coachable in our trainings. And so that's what got me here today.
Yeah. And so I always like when we talk about these things, one, I always think God uses social media for good, because honestly, like I was just doing my job and, growing my social media account, and he led me to you. So like God gets the glory for that. And then two, like I think about how many of us really came into this business, like not expecting necessarily to build the business, like, and earn the income. Like, I think a lot of us were really looking for that accountability, and lots of coaches thrive there. Like, I mean, that's one of the reasons I became a coach, is because I was like, okay, this works. If I'm going to stick with it, which I'd never really stuck with anything before, I'm going to need that next level. And coaching and posting and leading other women, definitely. And I know this is true for you, has been an incredible accountability piece for my health and fitness. So we became coaches. We said yes to the opportunity. And then now we just want to kind of tell you what that looked like for us, because I was a full-time college history instructor with 2 small boys. And, Matt was he still works, and so while I didn't really start for the income, didn't even really believe, if I'm being completely honest, I didn't believe I was capable of making much out of this. I just knew that I had this feeling in my gut. Honestly, my faith was not what it is today, but I was a woman of faith then. And I was afraid. I was afraid to say no, because God had put such a burden on my heart to say yes, that I felt like saying no would be saying no to God. And that scared me. I knew enough to know that was scary. Right. And so I did become a coach. I started my coach's training, she is not a faith-based fitness coach, but her training was amazing. And that's one thing we're going to talk about that later, but when you join our team, we don't just sign you up and send you off to do something, right? We absolutely are hands-on coaches. We host a coaching training call for new coaches specifically every Tuesday night, and we have a pod where we talk about that. And we check in with you one-on-one. Well, I just joined my coach's training. I started to do what she told me to do, which was to post on social media, to share about my challenge groups, to share my fitness results pretty often, once a week, and to start inviting people to our health and fitness accountability groups. One of the things that really lit my fire and helped me stay focused in the beginning was that I noticed that women were hungry for learning how God played a role in their health and fitness. That was not something I had ever thought about, but I picked up a book called Made to Crave by Lisa TerKeurst, and I started to do it as I did my first workout programs. And oh my gosh, God opened my eyes in so many ways. And I just started to share that on social media, what God was telling me, how he was revealing himself to me through health and fitness, talked about my struggles, about how some days I didn't want to get up and do it, but I knew that discipline looked different. I think that my cat is eating something. Hold on. But I knew that discipline had to look a little different than it had in the past. And I started to share those types of things. And women were hungry for that. They weren't necessarily jumping up and down to join my accountability groups or make me their coach. Sorry, hold on just a second, you guys. Okay, I'm going to get the dog. But I noticed that women were hungry for my story. And I think that even before I had big aspirations of building a business or earning an income or anything like that, I knew I had a story that had to be told. And so I just started to tell it. I did work full time. And so starting to learn to be a coach and starting to do the things, we actually have this really nifty tracker that tells you exactly what to do in your business every single day. So even if you didn't have a coach, you could do it honestly. But I just started to do those things, but I had to find the time. Like I had to figure out when I was going to do that. And so I started to prioritize like what was most important to me. Was it getting my workout in or sleeping a little longer? Was it inviting 3 women to my accountability groups? Just taking back, there we go. Was it inviting 3 women to my accountability group, or was it going to be like scrolling social media? Right. So I had to start to make choices in order to make the business fit into my very busy life. And the thing is I had the time. I had 20 minutes here. I had 30 minutes while I drove to work. I had a lunch break that I had never done anything productive with. I had the hour after my kids went to bed to work my business instead of just binging on Friends episodes, right? And so I had to prioritize the business. I had to make time for it. I had to say, okay, if I'm going to make this work, I have to give something up in order to fit this in. And that's what it looked like for me in the beginning. And then eventually, praise God, he allowed me to start earning an income that allowed me to come home. And so when I became a full-time coach, it did look different. Yes, I was growing and I had more hours to commit. But then he called me to homeschooling my kids, which is amazing. And we could not have done that without coaching. But now I feel like I'm back to that kind of new coach status where I'm having to figure out when am I going to work my business, because I do teach my kids. Like we do take a lot of time for homeschool. And they're always here. I don't have quiet time ever. So I'm doing the same things I did as a new coach. Like I'm getting up early to make sure I have my time with God, that I have time to work out and do a little bit of my work. While we have a lunch break, I'll eat with them and then I'll just say, okay, go play basketball while mom does a few things. When Matt gets home, I do a little bit of work. Then we spend time together as a family. And then after my kids go to bed, or like right now, they're listening to Adventures in Odyssey while I do this call. So I don't want anybody to come in and think, oh, it's easy for her or it's easy for them, because they've got it figured out. I feel like Kimberly, you can probably echo this. We're always figuring it out. Life is always changing. We have, the seasons change. Like we're going from basketball to baseball now. Our practices and our games will change. And so I'll shift the business and our trainings and things like that to adjust to our family. Kimberly, what did it look like when you became a coach and you started doing these things you'd never done before?
Yeah. So like I said, when I started, let's see, I was trying to think if Anna was in school. I know my oldest was in school. I think Anna may have been in school. And I had one at home, my youngest, and he's still at home, but, I had to just, as Rachel, I had to find the time, to do the things that I was being taught to do. And so for me, that looked like creating a morning routine. I never had a morning routine before. I was always the mom who slept until my kids came and woke me up and dragged me out of the bed. And so starting that, getting up a little bit earlier and reading God's word, doing my workout, working in carpool line when I go pick up my kids, I would, instead of sitting there mindlessly scrolling or whatever, I would, grow my social media following or send a few invites, or follow up with people that I had talked to before. I was thinking tonight, getting ready to get on this call, I can remember as a new coach, like we go to church on Wednesday nights, and I can remember coming home and getting my kids in bed and then hopping on, making time, taking an hour out of my week and getting on our new coach training calls, because that's what I knew would help me learn and how to do the things that we do every day. And so it's really for me, and even still like 2.5 years in, my youngest is in preschool 2 days a week, but he's home 3 days a week. And so it still is working in pockets of my day around, like in carpool line or in between taking kids to school and before they get up in the morning, or after, I ship my other 2 kids off to school and before Ellis wakes up, like doing a few things in the morning, and just working that around our family, which is really, really cool that we can do that. You get to choose the times that you work, the hours that you want to work, the amount of time that you want to put into it. And obviously, like she said, that will, as you grow, that amount of time will change, but you just have to find the time, and we all have the time. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. It's just how we choose to spend it. So yeah, that's what it looks like for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's been so worth it. Like I
Mhm.
look back and like if I hadn't shifted, if I hadn't pivoted and hadn't, found the time to do it, like I would still be that probably tired, vicious cycle, like overweight, living paycheck to paycheck, just not sure where the money was going to come from, mom. And oh my gosh, like I'm so, so thankful that we figured it out. And we do talk a lot about that in our team page. We talk about prioritizing your time and creating a morning routine. One of the things we're going to have you do as a new coach is to start to read personal development. 10 minutes a day. That's it. That's all you got to do. And it will absolutely start to really help you create that business mindset that you need to start to make that shift into being a business owner, and maybe not just somebody who's like floating through life, which is what I was doing, quite honestly. Sorry, hold on. We have a new dog and he's wonderful, but gosh, he's wound up. So now we want to talk to you about like how you actually earn. First of all, let me just tell you quickly. I don't mind to share with you what is on this tracker. We work out, and we are proof that the products that we use work, from the workout programs to the nutrition plan to Shakeology or whatever products we choose to use. We grow our social media following. That just means that we add followers every day and we start to form new relationships with people. We will never, ever teach you to cold invite anyone ever. That's not how we do it. This is very much a relationship building business. Like if we're not forming relationships, I'll never forget somebody said one time, Rachel, every message that you send, there's a real person on the other end of that message, right? And so like and our team never wants to just like sign people up to hit our goals. Yes, we have goals. Yes, we have business goals. We'll teach you to meet. But we know that every single person that we talk to is a person who is struggling with something. And, health and fitness is a very personal part of our life. And so we want to be real with people. We want to be open. We want to be honest, and we want to be sensitive to that. So we do grow our following. Social media will teach you how to use that, how to build relationships, how to invite people to our accountability groups, how to use social media to make posts and stories that share your story, but also, share what you have to offer with people as far as being a coach, because we're going to teach you to set a goal of helping 3 women every month join our faith and fitness accountability groups, which you will be in yourself as a challenger. And so we want you to be excited. We want you to be getting the results like Kimberly talked about, and excited to share that with people. And then we will also like teach you eventually how to run your own challenge group once you have some people that sign up. And I know that may sound scary. That was probably one of the scariest things to me as a new coach, was actually running my own challenge group and having it all by myself. But we won't push you off the deep end. We'll ease you into that. And I promise we'll teach you what to do when the time comes. But so those are the things we do. How do we earn an income? Like, how does all that come to, how does that provide for Kimberly to be able to stay home? How did that accumulate? And to me, being able to earn a full-time income from my home, from my kitchen table, or while I homeschool my kids. So there are 3 ways that we actually earn as coaches. The first is through commissions, as you can imagine. We sell products to people, Shakeology, Beachbody On Demand, our workout programs, things like our Energize, our Go-Go Juice, all the things that we love. We have lots of products. Honestly, we have lots of great products. I don't use all the products. I use probably 3 or 4 things on a regular basis, and those are the things I talk about. And so when we sell a product to someone as a customer, we earn 25%, anywhere between 25 and 40%, depending on what you sell. And so commissions. Great. I love commissions. I love getting these products into people's hands. And I love the fact that we get to earn an income from that. The second way that we earn is through team bonuses. So as you start to build your business, we want you to actually bring people into your team who are either discount customers who they earn 25%, or people who want to actually coach and build the business with you. And as you start to do that, as you start to help other people love these products, get started as preferred customers or coaches, help people build their businesses just like we are going to help you, you'll actually start to earn what we call cycle bonuses. And that means for the people who are on your team beneath you, what they purchase equals income for you in the form of cycle bonuses. So it's really cool. Yes, that's network marketing. Yes, it works. We never earn an income unless we actually help people do something, whether it's we help them get fitness results and fall in love with the products, or we help them do that and build a business, right? So that is so cool. It's really cool to look at that and see that we don't earn an income unless we make an impact. The third way that we earn is through as you advance in leadership. So we have different leadership ranks that you can achieve. Once you start to actually really build a team beneath you, you actually tap into the corporate puts together the earnings of all the coaches in Beachbody, and they take a percentage of that and they give that quarterly to the top coaches. And so as you build a team, you are earning commissions, you're earning cycle bonuses from your team, and you have the opportunity to tap into what we call star diamond bonuses every quarter. So there are different ways to earn, which I think is cool, because you may not want to build a team. You may just want to run challenge groups and sell products and earn commissions, and maybe start to add some discount customers and earn some of that cycle bonus. But you don't want to build a team. Maybe you do want to go big and you want to build a team. Maybe you want to start with an hour or two here, an hour or two there, and build up like I did. Like I went from working 1 to 2 hours a day to working probably 3 to 4, max 5 hours a day now. But I'm earning far more than I was earning as a college history instructor. So Team Beachbody does not guarantee any level of income. He's going to clean up after the dog. Team Beachbody does not guarantee any level of income. Our income is dependent on our effort, the time that we put into it, and each coach's skill level. But we could teach you the skill. You just need to bring the time and the effort. So that is how that works. So Kimberly's going to tell you about what happens when you become a coach, what that training looks like, and we'll go from there.
Yeah. So if and when you decide to join our team, we have a monthly new coach mentorship where we host a week call. So every Tuesday night, we have a 1-hour call. It will actually kick off for March, this coming Tuesday. I cannot believe it's already March. That's insane. So March the 1st, that's at, is it 7:30 Central, or 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern. And we just, the first week is a kickoff call, kind of tell you what to expect, our goals as coaches, what we do. Our basic goal as a coach every month is to help 3 women get started on their health and fitness journey with what we call a total solutions pack. Some of you may have already joined us as a challenger in one of our accountability groups, and you may have already purchased a total solutions pack. But if you haven't, what that is it's what it says it is, a total solution. It gets you access to our workouts. It gets you access to the 2 nutrition programs that we offer, and the supplements. And so that gets you set up with all the tools you need in order to be committed to your own health and fitness journey, and to be proof of those products to the people that you're inviting. And so after that first kickoff call, then each week of the month, we're just going to go through those topics that Rachel shared with you that are on our business activity tracker, and teach you exactly how to do those things. We don't expect you to come in with any knowledge on how to do this. We both started with 0 experience, 0 knowledge, but we just made ourselves coachable. We were willing to learn and willing to do the things that we were taught to do, even though it was scary and it was hard and we were uncomfortable doing it because it was new. But the more you do it, the more you learn, the more you put yourself out there, the more confident you're going to become. And it's going to just become easier and like second nature, just to get out there and share your story and invite women to do that with you. And so that's what our mentorship looks like. We also have tons and tons of resources available from our team to help you with inviting scripts and how to share your story, posts that you can use, stories that you can put into your social media, all different kinds of things. Like, you're never going to be just thrown in there on your own, left to figure it out. We're always available. That we have New Coach Messenger pods, or you can pop in and ask questions at any time, and we're always available to help. And so that's kind of what the mentorship looks like. You also, when you sign up, your direct upline coach, whoever you sign up with, will send you a New Coach checklist that you can work through at your own pace. It takes you step by how to get started right. And then obviously we'll work with you one-on-one to make sure you're getting all of the support that you need.
Definitely. And I know Kimberly would agree with this, but we truly believe that every coach that comes into this business, like, we want to teach you how to run the business. We want to show you what works and how to do it and what works for every coach, honestly. But you bring the uniqueness. You bring the story that nobody else has. You bring that just individuality that, honestly, God has your story for someone else to hear, and you can tell it in a way that Kimberly and I won't be able to. So as you are considering this, as you're thinking about it, we encourage you to pray, absolutely, without hesitation, before anything else. Like, pray over it. Like, pray, ask us questions. Yes, ask us questions about the money, about the training, about what's expected. But invite God into it, because I know that He's been woven through our coaching story from even before we signed up, probably a little more than we even wanted him to be. Like, we knew we should do this. We weren't really certain about it, but we knew God was leading us here. And so we want that for you too. And as you build your business, like, I will definitely say there have been times I wanted to give up. There have been times I questioned what I was doing. There have been times when I, just compared myself to other people. And I know I'm saying a lot of like negative things, but God has used those to refine me. And my faith on this side of coaching is different than I ever expected it to be. It's stronger. It's more life-giving, like, I don't have to wake up and wonder, am I going to do the work today, and is it going to work? I wake up every day excited to do the work, excited to talk to Kimberly and Shannon and the people on our team, excited to share what God is doing in my heart and in my body, and just knowing that He's put me here, like, He's put me here to do this for such a time as this. And we have some great things coming from Team Beachbody, great programs, nutrition focused, fitness focused. There are some great things that I believe. Beachbody is a secular company, but I believe God has created some of these things for us to use and to share for a time such as this, because women need to know that they can move their bodies. It's an act of worship. Women need to know that we can fuel our bodies out of reverence to God. People need to know that our worth is not tied up in the scale.
Do you need to talk about, like, if you end up in the Persian Kings?
Oh gosh, he's talking about Esther. We're studying Esther in Sunday school. But yeah, so like, you bring something to your business that nobody else can, and we will be praying for you. Honestly, we'll be praying for you as you decide, as you start, and we are here every step of the way to match your effort, and we don't take that lightly. So what's next? Basically, you need to reach out to the coach who invited you here and talk to her about getting signed up. Our new coach kickoff call is Tuesday night at 7:30 Central Standard Time. Honestly, you don't want to miss that. You want to make that a priority every week. And we will basically give you a checklist of what to do as soon as you sign up and get you started, and be there to walk you through it as you show up. Well, like I said, we'll match your effort for sure. So, Kimberly, do you want to pray us out before we go?
Sure. I'd love to.
Awesome. Thanks.
Dear God, just thank you so much for this opportunity to come together tonight and to just share the work that you've done in our lives through health and fitness and through coaching, and just to share this opportunity with other women who are seeking and who need it. And God, I just pray for each woman who is watching or is here, and just that you would make it clear to them as to whether or not this is where you are leading. I pray that you would make her bold in her decisions and in her asking questions if she has them, help them not to be afraid to reach out and talk to us. We are just so thankful for this opportunity, and we are so expectant and excited for what you're going to continue to do through it and the women that you're going to bring to our team. And we just thank you so much, most of all, for your son, Jesus. I pray that you would just be with each woman as they go out, and just thank you again for all you've given us. And thank you for this time. And it's in your son's name we pray. Amen.